What's going on, Colts Nation? I appreciate you joining me for another video. We have more free agent updates as we're sitting here. As I'm recording this, it's 4:30, and the new league year officially started at 4 o'clock this afternoon. There's, official tweets going out about, we've moved this guy, we've signed this guy, we've traded this guy, whatever the case may be. Everything is starting to happen. It's starting to become official. So it'll be interesting, right? There have already been some guys. Will Lutz decided he was going to Jacksonville, then decided, nope, I'm going to stay with Denver, right? Is there going to be anything where we expected somebody to go somewhere and he ends up actually going somewhere else? So we'll be keeping an eye on that to see if there's any surprising news. But what I want to talk about here is that the Colts made a couple more signings, and these ones going back in-house. When you look at defensive end, Gennard Avery getting re-signed to the Colts, adding some depth or keeping some depth in-house. Chris Ballard doing what Chris Ballard does, re-signing him. But then a guy that I'm actually excited that we re-signed, somebody that I wanted us to re-sign and was hoping that we would get back, is Ronnie Harrison, the safety linebacker hybrid who this past season took over in Shaq's role whenever he got traded or released, whatever that situation was. I can't remember. I believe it was Shaq got released, right? Shaq got cut and then ends up on the Eagles. That's how that one went. So, whenever that happened, Ronnie Harrison ends up coming in. Ronnie Harrison plays well at the end of the season in that role. So bringing him back just to fit into that specific role, I think it's smart for the defense. Somebody that the guys already know, somebody that's been in the system, somebody that understands the lingo, somebody that can come into this year and perfect that role in the defense. He already had a couple interceptions. The guys that we're going to be asking him to guard, even at his age and with his athleticism declining a little bit, he can still keep up with these guys. He can still jump, can still run, can do all those things. So having Ronnie Harrison come back, I think, is a good move for the Colts. I think this is one that's going to be very underrated going into the season, but one that at some point people are going to be very happy that Chris Ballard made this move. Okay. Now, something that I've kind of been thinking about with all these signings that are happening is kind of what the Colts draft strategy must be. And I think for me and a lot of other people, the thought was that the Colts are probably going to spend a lot of their draft capital on defense and try to upgrade the defense. The youth movement in the secondary is happening. So maybe that's what they try to do overall, try to make the defense younger and try to go, team building that way. But instead, throughout this offseason, it's been readily apparent that they're fine re-signing veteran guys that have been very good for them, and then they're going to bring in and draft everybody on the offense, right? So I would expect the Colts to go wide receiver heavy. I expect us to be drafting a backup running back, and I have an idea of who I want. You guys probably have the same idea, and we'll talk about that very shortly. Like there are positions that the Colts need to fill, and I think in terms of money and what different positions are making, I think they're going to try to build this thing through the draft on the offensive side, get a bunch of young guys on the offense and see, okay, who are going to be the core guys that we take with Anthony throughout his career. So I think that's possibly what's happening. I'd like to know what your opinion is, both on the signings and on the whole draft strategy thing. What do you think the Colts should do in the draft? You let me know all of that down in the comments section. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and have notifications turned on so that you get notified anytime we have a video coming out. Going to continue the updates. Got more free agency talk, got more draft talk, especially draft talk coming out. The draft is just over a month away, so we're going to start powering through that again. So make sure, again, you hit that subscribe button, you have those notifications turned on so that you can get notified anytime a video comes out. Of course, I appreciate you stopping by for another video. As always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.